When you take a look at the NBA, there are plenty of players that deserve a bit more appreciation throughout the league. To be honest, the NBA is not fair. There are some players in the league that have been continuously ignored. We have seen the season progress with some players not receiving the love they deserve, despite putting up similar stats to their peers that have received the bulk of the attention. From points per game, rebounds, player efficiency, and other aspects, we have identified those players that are getting swept under the rug. So stick around to the end of the video to learn about the most underrated current players. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon to never miss a video. Number 10. Nikola Vucevic. You may not see Vucevic's name at the lot after Orlando Magic has fallen off the map. We were able to see the stud center at the All-Star break, but many do not realize that he is truly the entire Magic offense. His points are 5 points higher than last season and a career high. His rebounds are 0.2 from being tied for his career high. Currently, Vucevic is averaging 15.3 points, 10.6 rebounds, and 3.8 assists per game. The most important thing is that averaging double-digit rebounds is not a challenging task for him. He has done so in 7 of his last 9 seasons. That is the main reason that the Chicago Bulls gave up Otto Porter Jr., Wendell Carter, and 2 first-round picks. Vucevic is going to be the most hyped center since the days of Joakim Noah, another underrated player during his playing days. Number 9. Mikal Bridges. Bridges has Scottie Pippen-like length and can defend almost any other player on the court. The NBA has gone to a positionless league, meaning you must defend multiple positions. A shooting guard back in the day would be average athletically and known for hitting open shots. Bridges is an exceptional defender that has averaged a steal and block per game last season, and he started all 22 postseason games for Phoenix. The team needed his stellar play to lock down on their best perimeter players in the league. He is one of the best cutters in the NBA and has been a knockout shooter from deep this year at 43.4% on a high volume. Defensively, he should be considered for an all-defensive team sooner than later. He has arguably been Phoenix's most impactful player to start this year, but still, he is not given the appreciation he deserves. Number 8. Richaun Holmes. Many bigs can score from the outside. Holmes has dominated inside the paint for one of the worst franchises in the NBA. Despite not having appeared in the playoffs since 2005-2006, Holmes was exceptionally productive, and he still is. Holmes currently holds a 69.6 true shooting percentage and has been a major piece to a somewhat surprisingly fun Kings team early on. Richaun has strung together 3 relatively quiet yet productive seasons in a row after departing Philadelphia in 2018. Now, I must say that the reason for him being underappreciated is because he plays for one of the worst teams in the NBA, and to be honest, if he played for any of the other big dogs of the NBA, he would have been hyped up by now. Number 7. DeJounte Murray. Murray has progressed year by year in a system that is proven to be ideal for any young guard or wing, as evidenced by not only the Spurs' long-standing tradition of player development, but due to the fact that you could make a case for each member of their young core to be included on this list. He still may not be a knockdown shooter, but offensively, he's shown the ability to score at a decent clip. In spite of that, through his slashing ability, transition scoring, and occasional mid-range jumpers off the bounce. Currently, he is averaging 19 points, 8.5 rebounds, and 8.5 assists per game. These are some crazy, and he is one of the most criminally underrated players in the league right now. Number 6. Carmelo Anthony. Now, I know that his performance is not that great, as he is averaging 14.3 points and 3.8 rebounds per game, but consider that he is the 6th man and he has provided you with 30-point games in the past. Remember that this was a player that nearly walked away from the league last season before Portland gave him a chance. Anthony came back and is shooting 41.6% from the field and 38.3% from the 3-point range in 25.8 minutes per game. Those are great numbers for your 6th man coming off the bench. The Trailblazers do not need vintage Melo to compete. They need this version, which is why the Trailblazers are in the hunt for the number 3 seed. Considering his age and how good he is on the court, he also falls in the underrated list. Number 5. Malcolm Brogdon. Now, the main reason for Brogdon to be on this list is because he isn't being talked when it comes to appreciating players with one of the highest points average in the league. Brogdon has always been a solid defender, but his numbers are career highs in points and steals. He has been a solid shooter from the field and free throw line as well. Currently, Currently, he is averaging 20.5 points, 6.2 assists, and 5.8 rebounds per game. That is insane. In the past 2 years, many believe that Brogdon's departure might sting the Bucks from winning an NBA championship. The 2017 Rookie of the Year has defied odds ever since being taken with the number 36 overall pick. From an overall production standpoint, Brogdon is having another great season that has flown under the radar. Number 4. Larry Nance Jr. Larry Nance Jr. has been awesome this season, but even last year I thought his productivity wasn't talked about enough due to how he's progressed as a shooter and adapted his game to fit a more modern big defensively. When you combine the finesse he's added to his athleticism and positive decision-making, you've got yourself a starring caliber big in the NBA with some remarkably high upside. Despite being 28 years old, I think there's more to his game, and he still hasn't even scratched the surface of his full potential yet, which is a scary thought. Some players are just late bloomers, and he's one of them. He's been a huge reason why Cleveland has been one of the surprises of the early NBA season. He's arguably been a top 5 defensive player this season and leads the NBA in total steals now. Number 3. Terry Rozier. The former Louisville Cardinal is a tremendous player when he has the ball at his disposal. Rozier may lack the size that some premier guards have, but the heart and determination have prevailed the scary Terry. He is coming off a career high in starts, 69, but the production is underrated. Rozier is a young rising star with the ability to expose opposing backcourts with his sweet jump shot. In the past 2 seasons, Rozier has made nearly 40% of his three-pointers. He is reminding everyone of his explosive scoring ability when he dropped 43 points on the Pelicans. LaMelo Ball may get the most love on the roster, but Rozier was putting up 20 a night on average, and he will continue to improve upon those numbers, and it's just a matter of time before he's hyped and given the appreciation he deserves. Number 2. Jordan Clarkson. Jordan Clarkson is starting to finally gather some national attention after winning the NBA's Sixth Man of the Year. Still, he is still not among the top 25-50 players in the league per most gurus. Clarkson is an elite scorer, playing alongside Donovan Mitchell. Where he isn't an all-NBA player yet, he certainly can fill it up with any guard. The NBA is known for elite benches nowadays, but Clarkson has at times carried Utah in the offensive department. The former Missouri Tiger star was not being featured enough on the underperforming teams. We saw the Lakers and the Cavaliers squads struggle over the years. Number 1. DeAndre Hunter. Incidental underappreciation is a thing. DeAndre Hunter is proof. The idea of his skill set is not underrated. A 6'8 wing who can switch across 4 positions and move the offensive needle with a touch more than just floor spacing. But not everyone outside Atlanta has seen the application of that value in large enough doses to grasp Hunter's ceiling. Prior to suffering the first of his right knee injuries, he was in the onset running for most improved player, averaging 16.7 points through his first 13 games, on better than 50% shooting inside the arc and a 40% clip from beyond it. So guys, that was it for today's video, and let me know in the comments below on which player you think is the most underrated player on the list. See you in the next video, and peace out.